Yeah, I think having a private organisation with a long-term view is really pretty unusual, and we're trying to do a really big thing here. So to have a shareholder who's got that long-term view, but also got the same ambition level is I think it's just perfect for the organisation, to be honest.
Hi, I'm Ruth Hancock. So I'm CEO of Octopus Money, but I'm also chair of Seccl and some other Octopus Group companies. I came across Seccl after I'd been part of the Octopus Group for about 6 or 9 months and had developed a hypothesis that we as Octopus could do more in financial services than we were doing. And that was the time when new models of platforms were just emerging. And we met lots and lots of people. And when I met Seccl, it was one of those lovely moments that you sometimes get in your career, a meeting of minds. What really struck me was the way that Dave and Hugo, who founded the business, were thinking about the problem was very similar to the way Octopus was thinking about the problem, which is, can we create a new operating system for the industry? The technology in the industry, certainly at that time, which was almost 5 years ago, seemed to be sort of almost a generation behind what I'd seen in retail banking. One of the pleasures of being part of a group like Octopus is we think really long term and we think about disrupting entire categories. So I think Seccl can be a complete game changer, and we think about that over the next 20 years, not over the next 2, and that's the huge freedom we have being part of a group like Octopus.
I'm Simon Rogerson. I'm the founder and the Group Chief Executive of Octopus. I'd say there are a few things that make us very different to other companies. The first is we're a private company and will always be a private company. We've been in existence for 24 years. Hopefully we're going to build a business that outlives me, but we'll always be private. And I think that allows us to make a different kind of decision over a different kind of timeline. Technology will change whole industries. We've seen that in our energy business. There's a platform the energy business runs on, which they designed themselves, called Kraken. Kraken now powers Octopus Energy, it powers E.ON, it powers EDF, Tokyo Gas, Origin Energy out in Australia. It powers 57 million accounts, and we only started building it in 2016. So the role of technology in transforming entire industries is there. And I think the role of Seccl is an enabler. It's giving the power to the financial advisor. It's allowing them to have their own platform and control the whole customer experience. That for me is the key. That's the thing Seccl is going to do to this industry. It's going to put the power back in the hands of the advisors where it belongs. And that, I think, there's an enormous opportunity because that's super scalable. When we saw the scale of the opportunity, we realised right from the very beginning that this was a commitment that was going to probably play out over at least 10, 15 years. That commitment will go into tens and tens and tens of millions of pounds. If we spent £100 million building Seccl into the business that I thought was possible, that would be absolutely fine by me and is the right thing to do. I don't want to build Seccl to sell it. I want to build Seccl into being a really valuable business and transform an entire industry. If that takes 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, I really don't mind. And the huge benefit we have is we're a private company. I have hundreds of millions of pounds on the Octopus balance sheet that we can deploy into the businesses that we are helping to scale, and Seccl is right at the very front of that queue.
I've never been involved with anything actually that's got an opportunity to have such an enormous impact, but also got the backing of the right organisation in order to help facilitate that happening. I think it's just time for something very different and much better in this space. And I sit here as probably older than most people in the organisation, but I've probably never been more excited about anything I've ever been involved with. So that's how excited I am.